Hey guys, I wanted to make this quick video on exactly how I automated client acquisition. So this is everything from generating qualified leads, booking the meetings with these leads, and eventually closing these deals once we bring on a salesperson very soon. But in this video, I'm going to go over exactly how we did the first two steps. So this is finding qualified leads, having the system run on autopilot, getting the meetings booked into your calendar so that all you need to do is get onto the calls and make the sale. So everything else is taken care of. And the reason I'm making this video is because okay, all of our clients are marketing agencies. So I hear the same problems over and over and over. And what I also do is I get onto calls with marketing agencies every single day and I hear their problems, I see if we can help them, and then I'll make an offer if we can. And again, I hear the same things over and over in the sense that these agencies, they have a service to offer. They have clients, they have case studies to use in the outbound, but they don't have the time or they don't have the experience to actually get the bookings in the first place to make the sales. So usually the people that I speak to, they're founders, they're owners, they run the business themselves. And the thing is, because they do that, they have 10,000 other things to do. So it's like they're messaging the team on Slack, they have to join all these meetings, they answer their client questions, they're managing the service delivery team. And then it's like, when do they find the time to do outreach? Right? So then they try doing some outreach, whether that's, they connect on LinkedIn, they send some cold emails, they might even hire a system or hire a team to do it. And they spend all their time doing this like sporadic outreach where some days they do it, some days they don't. Because the thing is, they don't have the time to sign clients because they're doing the 10,000 other things. So it's like, because they don't have the time to sign the clients and they don't have the time to do the outreach, right? It doesn't happen because they have all these other things to do. And when they do outreach, when they feel a little bit motivated, when they watch, a video on YouTube saying that they need clients, or when they check their P&L and they see, revenue's down, and they do some outreach, it doesn't get done consistently. And because it doesn't get done consistently, obviously you're not going to get the results that you want. So they're stuck in this endless loop of like, they want to do outreach and they do a little bit, but they haven't figured it out yet. So they know they need to invest more time, but they can't because they're so busy with other things. And then they're like, okay, I'll stop outreach. I'll just focus on clients. I'll just focus on retaining my clients, right? I won't go get new ones. I'll just focus on retaining. And they say all these crazy excuses like, we're just so results focused. I don't have time for outreach. I really want to focus on my clients, so I can't do outreach. I can't do acquisition. But in reality, they've tried it or they've thought about trying it, but they just haven't gotten to doing it because either they don't have the time or they don't have the experience on how to do it. And it's understandable. So what I want to do in this video is walk you through the 3 things that you need to do. And if you follow these steps, you can get to the point where you have a system that books meetings, you automate it completely, you get someone else to do it, and you can just focus on taking calls and managing your team while the business signs clients on autopilot. And at the end of the video, I'll share our exact system that I'm using right now to automate this entire process and exactly how to find the people that can run this for you as well. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. And our main focus is in building these outbound acquisition systems for established marketing agencies. And again, we work with agencies, but honestly, you could just use this information and get the results for free. But if you want some more information on how it works, you can just check the link in the description. So to firstly illustrate this point of why you actually need to automate this process, I want to tell you a quick story of when I first started running campaigns for my clients, very early on. So to give some context, what we were doing was I was helping marketing agencies and I was booking the meetings on a pay-per-booking basis. Right? This was a long time ago. We don't do that right now. But I was doing this. I was running email campaigns for them. And what was happening is in the first month with the campaign with the client, the results were fantastic, right? They were actually an e-com agency. We were booking meetings for them. They were getting in contact with great people. They even closed a couple of the deals and everything was great, right? Meetings were being booked consistently. And we're doing this via cold email. And over the coming months, the results started to decline. And I was like, oh man, the system's broken. I started watching videos like, how do I fix this? What's wrong? All this stuff. And what happened was the results went down, the bookings went down, the client was messaging me, they were like, why are the results going down? All this stuff. And I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. And then after doing all this research, staying up all night, messaging in the groups, checking YouTube, all this stuff, I looked into the campaigns. And what I realized was there were no leads in the campaign. There were no leads in the campaign. There were no people to reach out to in the campaigns. As stupid as that sounds, that was the case. I simply just didn't put new leads into the campaign to reach out to. And the thing is, as soon as I put more in, the results went back up. And the reason this was so eye-opening for me is because I was so busy running so many different things that I literally forgot to put leads into the campaign. And because of this, I realized that it wasn't the case that the system was broken. It was the case that because I was following it, I actually wasn't the best person to follow the system and to maintain it. Even though I created it, even though, I wrote the copy, I wasn't the best person to maintain it because I was so busy with other things. And this is the same thing that business owners go through because they know how to do the thing. But because they don't have much attention, they can't actually do the thing on a continual basis. So the first thing I did after that was I delegated the role, right? I got someone else in, and because it was their job, because it was the only thing that they focused on, at least there were always leads in the campaign, and they ran the entire system extremely efficiently without me. So the first thing that you want to do, if you're going to automate your system, which you should, is to find a proof of concept. The first thing that we want to do is figure out whether the system works or not. And the best indication of whether a system's working is if it gets the desired outcome that you want to get. So if your system is designed to book meetings, then the first thing that we want to see is it booking meetings? And if yes, then we have a proof of concept. We have something that works. The same applies to sales. If you have a script and a line of questioning and objection handling to actually make the sale, and it makes sales, you have a proof of concept. And that means that you can get someone else in to do the exact same thing that you're doing and follow the system. So the first thing you want to do is evaluate. Has your system gotten results? Yes? Then move on to the next step. If not, what you want to do is change one variable at a time until you do. So based on the data that you have, you want to evaluate what is the weakest point? What is the point where people are dropping off? So the thing is, if you have a high positive reply rate, people are responding every single day, but no meetings are being booked, it means that the constraint, the limitation to your system isn't the copy in the campaigns because it's getting the positive replies. The constraint is the management of these replies and turning them into bookings. Now, I made a video explaining how to deal with this, and this is just a hypothetical example. But in this case, you wouldn't change the campaign, you wouldn't change the leads. All you would change is your system for managing these leads and getting them onto a booking. So let's say you solve this problem and now you're getting bookings every single day. Now you have a proof of concept. Now you move on to the next step. And the same would apply at every other stage in the system. If you're messaging people every single day, you're getting no positive response, and every single person is saying, hey, I'm not in this niche, like this wouldn't apply to me, then it's an issue with the leads, not with the copy, not with the sales system. It's just the top of the system, right? So apply this and change one variable at a time until you get to the outcome that you want. And now, once we have proof of concept, step 2 is to define an SOP, a process for every single thing that you're doing. Now, an SOP is just a standard operating procedure. Very simply put, all you want to do is define exactly what you're doing to get the outcome that you're getting. Now, why do we actually want to define this? The first thing is we define it so that we can follow it. It's ironic because the same systems that we do to get results, we actually don't follow so much of the time, right? I used to have a system to get bookings on LinkedIn. I still use it today. But when I didn't have it defined, when I didn't have every single step written out, some days I'd leave out a step, some days I'd skip some stuff, and then I'd realize the results are going down. And I'm like, why are the results going down? And it's because I'm just not following the things that I know I need to do, but I forget. So the first reason we make an SOP, a standard operating procedure, a process, is so that we can follow it, right? So it requires so much less mental energy if we just follow a step-by-step process. But the second reason that we do it is so someone else can follow it. And that's the most important part. So the way that we create SOPs is we firstly store all of them in one location. And I know a lot of people that use like Google Drive and they have a doc for each process. We use Notion, right? Notion is just like a storage system. And what we do is every single process we define in there. So for example, we have a lead sourcing process, right? We have a reply system process. We have a sales process. And every process is going to have a set of steps that need to be done so that you can go from starting to finishing, right? So with our sales system, for example, it'll go something like this. So before the sales call takes place, there's a set of things that need to be done. So, open up the script, open up your notes, get onto the call, wait for the prospect, then ask a certain line of questions to see if they're a good fit. If they are a good fit, you make this pitch, and the pitch is, a process as well. And then based on that, you handle objections, you answer questions, and then you get them signed up, right? So the same goes for every single other thing that you do, whether that's lead sourcing, whether that's replying to leads, whether that's sending outreach messages. All these things need to be defined. So what I'd recommend you do is write down step by step all the things that need to be done, and then record a loom of you doing the process. So Loom is just a screen recording tool. All you need to do is turn on the tool, do the process, and now you have a full SOP that anyone else could just come in and follow because you just recorded yourself doing it. So this is super easy to do. And once we started doing this, everything changed, because what we started to do in the business was we would just record ourselves doing everything. And we'd have this bank of recordings. So everything from doing the accounting to sending the messages, to manage the replies, to sales calls, everything. And as soon as we get new people in, they can just follow it from day one because it's all recorded there already. And there's no training required. Like you don't have to get onto calls with them 4 times a week to explain this process. All of it's there and they can just rewatch it, and it's super easy. Now, the final step to automating your acquisition, to automating your outbound, is hiring a VA. Now, the reason that I say hire a VA as opposed to hiring, let's say, a marketing manager fresh out of college or a salesperson is we're hiring to do the thing that we already figured out how to do. We're not hiring for them to figure it out. And this is a very key point. Most agencies I see, they hire for someone to figure out how to do the thing that they want to do, right? And I personally believe that that's not effective to do. I think there's a much better way, because the thing is, by hiring someone to figure it out, you can't guarantee that they're going to be the best at what they do, but you also can't give them much feedback because it's their system, right? They're coming with it. But if you create the system yourself and you define it step by step, any person can follow it because it's so simple, it's so laid out so clearly that anyone can come in and do it. So for every single process in our business, it's almost like a test for what we do. It's like, can a VA, a random person come in and follow this process? And if not, it's too complex. Because the thing is, you've already figured it out. You've already figured out what to do. You just need to get someone in to follow it so that they can be consistent and do it without you. So this is a fantastic test to see, are your processes clear? Can a VA, a random person, can a VA come in and follow this with no prior experience, no industry knowledge? Can they just come in, follow these steps and get the same outcome as you? And if not, it's not simple enough, it's not clear enough. And if it is, then they come in and they do it and you could, have a great time. So there are tons of places to find VAs. Some of the places that we've used in the past is onlinejobs.ph, Upwork, that's a great one. Honestly, many people that we hire at this point just come from personal network, content, things like that. But when we were first starting out, onlinejobs.ph was fantastic. And all you need to do is just, type down what the role is, record a quick video of you going through it, hire someone on, they can get started same day. And now you literally have an automated system because they're just following what's working. It's all defined and it's all there using content, and someone else just has to follow it on a daily basis, right? So using these 3 steps, we've automated our outreach completely. You can do the exact same. And from there, you can book a lot more meetings, sign clients, and then generate more revenue for the agency. So I hope you found this video useful. More importantly, implement this. I guarantee it works. And if you want some more information on how we could do this for you on a done for you basis, you can just check the link in the description. But otherwise, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe for more, and I will talk to you in the next one.